In this video, I'm going to give you 5 super useful upper structure triads to use over dominant 7th chords. These triads can give your chords more color and more dissonance to make your jazz piano playing sound a lot more interesting. Let's listen to a little bit of a recording I did of the jazz standard Emily, often associated with Bill Evans. What I want you to listen for is all of the dominant 7th chords and the different uses of upper structure triads to make the chords sound great. Alright, I hope you were able to open your ears and hear some of the dominant 7th chords in there. Let's take a look at 5 different types of dominant 7th chords using 5 different upper structure triads. An upper structure triad is either a major triad or a minor triad in some type of inversion over top of the dominant 7th chord. In this case, because the tune Emily is in G, we're going to take a look at D7 chords. The first one is written typically as a D plus 7 flat 9 chord, or D sharp 5 flat 9. And beside the chord, you can see that I've written E flat minor. Now it's in root position, so just play an E flat minor chord over D7. Let's remove the sheet music and see what chordy says. You can see D7, flat 9 is here with the E flat, and then sharp 5 is up here. Resolve the sharp 5. It wants to move up to an B natural, and then the flat 9 typically falls to become the 5th of the next chord. So from here, resolve that to G major 7. We used it in Emily just before we made it back to the 1 major 7th chord at the top of the tune. So something like this. Let's move on to the next one. This is a D13 flat 9 chord. So all we did was change one note in the E flat minor chord, and we moved the B flat up to the B natural. So what do you do with this chord? Essentially, you want to resolve it to the same chord as before, G major 7. So it's good when you resolve the chord and the note at the top stays the same. And as you can see in the sheet music, it's a B over a D7 chord. And it is first inversion. So here's root position and first inversion, and just put that over a D7 chord. And you get a D13 flat 9 chord. Okay, moving on to the next one. This is one of my favorites as well. This is a D13 sharp 11 chord, or an E major triad over a D7. So E major triad in root position, you get the 9th, the sharp 11, and the 13 over D7. So for me, it's kind of like a color chord. It doesn't necessarily want to resolve to 1 major 7. Sometimes what I like to do with it is go to 3 minor 7. So for example, 1, 6, 2, 5, and then instead of going back to 1, go to 3 minor, but put the 5, 7 sharp 11 chord before 3 minor 7. So let's take a look at that in chordy like we've done with other chords. You've got your D7 chord down here, and then on top you've got your E major triad. Put the two together, you get Okay, let's move on to the next example. This is number 4. We've got a B flat triad in second inversion over a D7 chord. That creates a D7 sharp 9 sharp 5 chord. So here's the chord. Let's take a look at that in chordy. Again, it's a B flat, and it says over F, but that means B flat in second inversion over D7. Now, the interesting thing about this chord is it's another color chord. You don't necessarily need to resolve it to 1, but it's a great dissonant chord, especially the sharp 9. So if I'm using this chord in context, I might resolve it to a major 7th chord, but keep D on top, it stays the same in the next chord. And the final chord that I want to show you is just a simple D+7 chord, or D7 with a sharp 5. So it would be a B flat augmented chord over D7. So B flat augmented meaning B flat triad with a sharp 5. But it's in this inversion. And then just play your D7 in the left hand. So a little bit different than the chord that came before that, the D7 with the sharp 9 and sharp 5, in that it uses an F sharp instead of an F natural. But the F sharp is the third of the chord. So really the only outlier here is the sharp 5. Again, you can either use this chord, which is the D+7 flat 9 chord, which was our first chord, or you can use this chord, which is very similar, just does not include the flat 9. And the usages for both are essentially the same. So I would think about these chords in terms of E flat minor over D, B over D, E over D, B flat over D, and B flat augmented over D. That's kind of how I think about it a little bit in terms of voicing. The hand wants to fall on these triads very easily to create nice upper structure triads for your dominant 7th chords. And as we listen to a little bit more of the solo that I played this morning over the tune Emily, I wanted to ask you to make a comment in the comment section below. It really helps us here at the channel if you do that. Just let me know what you think of these upper structure triads, if they're useful for you, and if you have any questions about them, you can put them in the comments as well. And also while you're there, give the video a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please go ahead and do that. And if you're looking for more instruction about voicing, I've got several videos on this channel that talk about voicing for ballads, which is one of the most important subjects. You might want to check out this video next.